I'd like to welcome everybody to my EDA 643 seminar in higher education focus area. Focus area was taken from the American Higher Education in the 21st Century, the textbook, Social, Political, and Economic Challenges. And the focus area we're focusing on today through the forum is the changing college student, which is chapter 10 from the textbook. It's titled The Academic Community, taken from part 3. The most fundamental shift in higher education in America today is from the elite college student to the average American college student who struggles with financial needs. College experience today is intertwined with the student's work and family life. Right now I'd like for you to meet Jessica Bedford, and she's going to tell you just a little bit how her college experience is intertwined with her work and family.
I'm a single parent.
And speak loud.
I'm a single parent, and I am 2 hours away from where I'm from, and I'm a mother of 2 kids, and I take on full load of classes, and I work as well. And it's really difficult for me, but I strive to do it with the help of financial aid.
95% of all high school seniors will enroll in college today, and the majority of them being from a low-income family. Most, if not all, high-skill job markets today require an employee who has a bachelor's degree or greater. When high-paying jobs are in short supply, college becomes a great demand. The undergraduate population in the United States in the beginning of the 21st century becomes increasingly diverse in terms of race, gender, and social class. The 21st century, the proportion of students are as follows. White students declined, Hispanic students tripled, Asian students quadrupled, African American students increased by 40%. Barriers to the college entry for females diminished, and females now make up the majority of students in higher education. Today, more than half of all undergraduate students are women, and by 2018, females will account for approximately 60% of all undergraduate students. Now, we do have some higher education changes. The number of Pell Grant recipients have tripled from 1976 to 2012. There has been a dramatic change in the age of the college students. And for instance, Ashley Jones, can you tell us your age?
I am 29 years old.
And tell your college student, and your major is?
My major is social work.
Social work. Undergraduate students today are on average of age of 25 or older. More than 20% of all college freshmen are required to enroll in remedial math. 63% of students required to take remedial courses come from families at the bottom of the social economic status. Students attending for-profit institutions are mostly women, African Americans, or Latino, and single parents. They are attracted to these higher education institutions because of the benefit of high-level support and guidance, and from admissions to career placement. Students who attend preparatory school for profit institutions take out a lot of student debt. Loan debt of over $30,000 just for a 2-year degree or associate degree. It is difficult. Students can't repay these loans, therefore they default on their loan debts. The percentage of college students who achieve their goal of earning a bachelor's degree is less today than it was in the 1970s. This can be contributed to the increased college enrollment of less prepared graduating high school students. During the first decade of the 21st century, post-secondary institutions in America is composed of low-income first-generation students and also composed of racial, ethnic, and minority college students. Even though these students have access to college, success is not always the outcome. These students are more likely to leave college without earning a degree. High school graduation, students from the bottom of the socioeconomic status are more likely to delay their entry into college. These students are much less to enroll in advanced courses in high school and were most likely to start a family prior to entering college. Entering college. So, Jessica, you are one of those students, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
And how many children did you have before you went to college?
I had one child before I started college, and then my second one during my second year in college.
And there are many inequalities, and it is especially troubling that the rates of bachelor degrees attainments are lower among students who change colleges, aren't they? Ashley Jones and Jessica Bedford, are you two students who had changed your colleges?
Yes.
And what college did you change from? What transfer from?
I'm in KCTCS school, and I got an Associate of Applied Science before I came here.
I came from a KCTCS school, Jefferson Community College, and I graduated with Associate of Arts and came to Morehead State University.
Is college today anything more than a time partly characterized by some periods of schooling beyond high school? Jonicia Hall?
Okay, well, I think I agree with your thought on that college isn't more than just that time period after high school. It seems as though college now is the new high school, and I mean, because it's expected of us to go to college, and it's not really what it used to be. It seems like you have to get your master's now to even be considered for any higher quality jobs.
I'm going to direct this question to all the members that's in the forum today. And first I'm going to direct it to Josh Blevins. Josh, is college affordable today? Why or why not?
It is if you can luck into some scholarships, which are becoming harder and harder to get. If you're unfortunate enough not to get a good scholarship, then it is very difficult to pay for college. I'm entering my ninth semester, my 5th year, and my scholarship expired after the semester, and now I'm being hit with a wave of student loans that I've never had to take out before. And I went from being $1,000 in debt before graduation to now being $9,000 in debt when I graduate. So.
Same question, Ashley Jones. Is college affordable today? Why or why not?
It is if you qualify for financial aid. If not, you'll be taking out a bunch of loans. And yeah, it's fine while you're in school, but when you get out, you're trying to get that job and you're having to pay back loans, and it's like you're trying to eat end up trying to still pay for a lot. So yeah, I mean, there's a give and take on that one.
Jessica Bedford, the same question. Is college affordable today? Why or why not?
It's only affordable if you qualify for grants or scholarships. Otherwise, you have to take out loans like I do. And it depends on the field you're entering as well. I'm entering education, and we all know the education field does not pay like a doctor's pay would be. So it's going to be very difficult outside of school to be paying back the $30,000 that you would be paying over like a 5-year span of loans.
Jonicia Hall, is college affordable today? Why or why not?
I would have to agree with my colleagues to the right. I don't think that college is very affordable today, just for the fact that I do qualify for grants and financial aid, but it doesn't cover my entire portion. So what it doesn't cover, my family can't afford out of pocket, so that's just slapped onto student loans that I'll be accumulating every semester.
The majority of higher education students are concerned about paying for college costs today. More students today are depending or relying on student loans to cover those rising higher education tuitions and other fees. In addition to attending full-time college attendance, students now must hold more than one job. A student must meet his or her means. Ashley Jones, you stated earlier that you do have to hold more than one job.
Yes.
What are the more than one jobs that you hold?
Well, I work at the Camden Hair Library on Morgan State University campus in the Learning Resource Center, and I work for the Round County Public Library. So, and I work about 50 hours a week. So, yeah, it's kind of tough to go to school full time.
Students' living conditions have changed. They cannot flee to the library to escape from stressors related to living conditions. Students who have children also face the increased financial burden of housing and feeding their children. There is no partner in some households. Their children must be cared for before making space for course homework assignments. This is lost. Time is lost that is required for college or university courses. In a study of why students fail to complete college, researchers found that the #1 reason for leaving college without a degree or early was due to stress associated with working while attending class. Do you completely agree with this being the #1 reason why you would be leaving college without a degree or leaving college early? Why or why not, Josh?
If I were to leave college early, it would be based on my financial situation. Stress is hard, yeah, but I've learned to deal with a lot of the stress, and I think that just comes with being an adult. But for me, I think the #1 reason has to be finances for most people.
Ashley Jones, what would be your #1 reason for leaving college without receiving a degree?
I totally agree with Josh. It is definitely finances. I mean, because stress, I mean, you can get through stress. You can do what you have to do to get through stress, but finances, I mean, there's not much you can do.
Jessica Bedford, what would you do? What would be the main reason why you would leave college without earning a college degree?
I would have to agree with the finances. If I couldn't pay for it, then that's why I wouldn't be here.
Jonicia Hall, what would be your reason to leave college without a degree? Your main reason?
Well, I can somewhat understand the stress being related to the #1 reason of leaving college. I mean, sometimes, people get into these majors that they had no idea what they were getting themselves into. So a few years down the road, and you find yourself not being able to keep up with the work, then you, I guess, would leave. But for me, I would have to agree with the rest. Everyone else would be money issues.
Many students today strides in entering through college doors while they will never complete their college degrees. Changes in the representation of unmarried parents in higher education can provide one answer. The graduation rate in this group is extremely low. Are you one of these students? Why or why not? Jessica, are you one of these students that is an unmarried parent, but yet the graduation rate is low, and you're in your senior year getting ready to do student teaching in the fall of 2012?
No, I don't follow in that statistic. I'm going to graduate.
Mm-hmm.
I had a kid in high school and graduated. Children don't stop you from graduating. It's you that stops yourself from graduating, I believe. If you want something so badly, you're going to get it. And I want this really bad, and I'm going to get it. Not only for myself, but to set a good example for my kids and others that are parents and young parents and single. You can do anything you strive to do.
Do you agree with that, Ms. Josh? Do you agree with that?
It's education's about self-motivation. If you're able somehow to meet the financial need, then if you want your education bad enough, then you're just going to have to push through the factors that life gives you and try to obtain an education, because there's always going to be something that is pulling you back, and it's just a matter of whether or not you're going to be a victim and let it become an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
That's you, Jonicia.
Yeah, I would agree with what Jessica's saying. Of course, it's not easy. She says she stays up all night after taking care of the kids to then do her homework, but you just have to do what you have to do to get through it. And if you have the drive, which she does, then you can make it, but some people won't.
What's your input, Ashley?
I have to agree with Jessica and everybody else. I mean, it's about you. You got to want it bad enough, and Jessica's the type of person who wants it bad enough, and she'll do what it takes to get it. I mean, it's hard at times, but you just got to get through it.
Okay, next is a research scholarly article that I found on EBSCO, and it's titled Career Student Life When the Going Gets Tough. The traditional image of a student entering college today does not fit the image of the young and single college student from yesterday. The 21st century college student can fit into any age or background and have more than one complex need. Now, Jonicia, do you have more than one complex need? And if so, what are a couple more of those needs that you must have?
Okay, I was a bad person to ask this. I don't remember what complex needs were.
Ashley Jones, could you answer that question?
Are you talking about finances and transportation and all those kind of needs?
And food and housing?
Yes.
To me, those would be complex needs.
Yes. I mean, we all need those things, especially, I mean, Jessica more than, especially when it comes to transportation, because with the kids, but not only that, she's an education major, and so she has to do observations. She has to go off campus, so yes, complex needs.
1 in 3 college students today are parents. There is an extremely high risk that college students will abandon their studies. Another research I found on EBSCO is titled Poverty, Discrimination, Revealed Through Student Peer Evaluation. It is difficult to determine how students would label other students to be a wealthy student or a poor student. But with one look, students are able to determine who is a wealthy student and who is a poor student, who is a have and who is a have-not. Most American colleges and university students fit into the poor status, which is the have-nots. Josh, what status do you fit in, the have or the have-nots?
The have-nots.
And why would you say that, Josh?
I support myself in college. I don't have any help from my family or any other people, so I'm self-sufficient. But because of that, there's a lot of things that I'm not able to provide for myself that I need in the future, and I'm having a hard time getting those things. Like I don't yet have a car. I'm getting one this summer, hopefully, but that's been something that's held me back my entire college career. And it's just difficult to go to school full time and then work and provide for everything you need and not be behind in some form or fashion.
Ashley, are you a student who's a have? Are you a student who is a have-not?
I'm a have-not, and I totally agree with what Josh just said. He just filled that section in for me. Except I do have a car.
Jessica Bedford, are you a student who is a have, or are you a student who is a have-not?
I am a have-not. Obviously, I do have transportation, but that's a necessity that I made sure that I had to have. But yeah, I have to have assistance through the state for child care. So I definitely fit into the have-not.
Jonicia Hall, are you a student who is a have, or are you a student who is a have-not?
Okay, well, this is kind of a difficult question to answer. I do believe that I'm a student that has, or what I would call it, a have. I mean, I have hardships like everyone else and financial troubles, but I have a supportive family and everything's getting paid on time, so I guess I would have to consider myself a have.
Okay. Underlying causes of poverty. 1, lack of personal interest. 2, substance abuse. 3, low intelligence. 4, lack of higher education. 5, discrimination. 6, poor economy. And the list could go on, couldn't it? Ashley Jones. Social work students will have direct contact with clients who receive public assistance due to poverty. What are your thoughts about that?
That's true.
And why is that true, Ashley?
Because in social work, no matter who you're going to work with, there's a lot of people out there who have some kind of assistance from either the state or the government. So no matter who you're going to be working with, there's always going to be somebody with some type of assistance. Especially college students, because a lot of college students get financial aid, which is government assistance.
Poverty is considered to be the major at-risk factor for college students' failure. Even within the study of poverty students, it was determined that one student's view of poverty may be another student's view of prosperity. The final research paper from EBSCO, a scholarly, the title is, If Not Welfare, Then What? How Single Mothers Finance College Post-Welfare Reform. What are the special programs needed to support college funding? What I've done, I've just chosen one program because it contains more programs. Financial aid programs, especially the Pell Grant, because it could lead to more grant monies received. Jessica Bedford, low-income mothers are attending college in large numbers, especially at the community colleges. You told us earlier that you were a student at a community college and probably earned a 2-year degree.
Yes, I did.
Can you elaborate why you became a 4-year college student?
Well, my chosen path in life was to become a educator for middle school and learning behavior disorders, and it requires a 4-year degree. And I started off at the community college because it was convenient and it geared towards what I was working for, and it was cheaper. And then I moved to the 4-year college because I know I can do it, and two, it's what offers a lot of hands-on experience.
How are low-income single mothers financing college and living expenses in the post-welfare era? What would you say, Jessica, just briefly?
Well, the financial aid helps support myself and my kids, as well as work studies, which they are taking, federal work studies, which they're taking away from a lot of us. And also, public assistance does help with single parents. They have assistance for parents that don't get child support, where the state does give you child support, since the absent parent won't. So, yeah, financial aid is essential.
The largest poverty sector in the United States is the women with school-aged children. The poverty is most severe in rural areas. Poverty is associated with low educational levels, low skill levels, especially low job skill levels, low wage occupations, and the lack of economic opportunities in rural areas. Low-income women who earn a college degree improve their economic status significantly. Once enrolled in college, women will struggle to manage the conflict between caregiving to their children and the studying for their academic courses. The Pell Grant is the most important program mechanism for individuals' decisions making about college. This financial aid Pell Grant provides enough money to pay for college tuition and fees at the community college level, because going to the community college as a student is much cheaper than going to a four-year university. Does the Pell Grant pay for all of your 4 years college cost? Josh?
Absolutely not. Costs around somewhere between $15,000 and $18,000 per school year to attend college, and the Pell Grant maxes out at $5,500 currently. So that leaves you with a minimum of $10,000 you got to cover between the rest of your tuition, room and board if you live on campus, meal plan, books, other necessities, and with the Pell Grant, I mean, it's almost insurmountable to overcome that amount of debt without receiving other aid, no matter what it is, other grants, scholarships, loans, financial support from your family or friends. It's difficult.
Okay, Jonicia, if the only means you had was to pay for college tuition and other fees just through student loans, do you think you would have entered and remained in college for 4 years and earned a degree?
If loans were the only means I had to pay for school, would I be here for 4 years? I would have to say yes, because college is 100% necessity. However, it would be very hard to make it on just 4 years worth of student loans. It's going to be a lot of debt to pay back, but I think I would take the challenge and do it.
Okay, good answering. And two, what I need you to do is just, for the record, just tell us your name and what your major is.
My name is Josh Blevins, and I'm an English major with a minor in philosophy.
My name is Ashley Jones, and I am a major of social work.
My name is Jessica Bedford, and my major is middle grades education and learning and behavior disorders.
And I'm JoJo Hall, and I'm majoring in elementary education.
And I'd like to thank every student that was here today and discussed open forum here in relation to the changing college student of the 21st century.